A Wild PokeGirl appeared. Viewer use, subscribe. It's super effective. Hello and welcome to the Hisui region. This is a gameplay review with a Wild PokeGirl. Here we are in the beautiful Hisui region with the eerily similar trees. But the grass at least looks beautiful right here. I really like these textures, that it sways and moves in the wind, and you can see there's different types of grass, maybe tall enough for us to sneak through, like that snowy grass there or there. This is looking like a really big, expansive game. I can see why people see Breath of the Wild when they look at this, because that big mountain with the sky and the promise of expansive areas. I'm really hoping this game is as good as the hype for it, because it looks like it's going to be really exciting. It looks like for the first time, we're not going to be on set paths. We're actually going to be in massive areas, similar to the wild areas in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but not exactly. It looks like they also have on the overworld these resources you can gather, but you need your Pokemon to interact with some of them. It looks like we've got mud that some Pokemon drop. We've got them shaking things from trees. We've got herbs that you can pick up. And here's your camp, which totally reminds me of Monster Hunter, where you can craft items. We're finally seeing what the ingredients for a potion is, at least way back when. And the wild Pokemon have some different personalities to them. Some of them will ignore you, some of them might run away from you, and some of them might get a little feisty and try to fight you. And not just fight your Pokemon, but actually fight you, the trainer. And this, I think, is the biggest shakeup I've ever seen. Like, this Shinx, it'll fight your Pokemon, but it'll also fight you. It might electrocute you, it might tackle you, and if you get hit enough times with your Pokemon, you won't be able to continue. You'll actually black out. Now, this is interesting. You can't catch it. If you're not able to catch it, you have to fight it. And I like that. I've always liked the idea that some Pokemon, like, you know, the Caterpies in the beginning of the game, how hard is it to go and catch a worm? It's not that difficult. But this is a Shinx. This should be able to do some damage to a person if it doesn't want to be caught. Also, I love these little steam-powered Pokeballs. I think that is awesome. Steampunk Pokemon all the way. And here is, I don't know if anyone notices, do you see the black kind of edges on the side when she's sneaking? This suggests a sneaking mechanic similar to like Skyrim or Breath of the Wild, where when you're sneaking, the Pokemon can't see you. And I'm wondering, is this only going to be to catch Pokemon unaware, or will you also be able to run and hide from a big scary Pokemon if it's attacking you? Like, for example, this giant Pokemon that's coming for you, can you go run and sneak around in the grass and hide from him? Or is he going to chase you down like he did right here and completely knock you out until everything goes black? And this is interesting. You lose items, not money, but items, which is very different than other Pokemon games. And here we are back at the camp, and we have, I guess instead of a Pokebox, we're maybe going to have the Pokemon stay back at camp. It'll be really interesting to see where they go with this. So here is a Pokedex entry, and as you can see, it says preferred foods, items carried, so you might have to catch multiple Pokemon in order to gather a specific resource, a lot like Monster Hunter. And it looks like there's going to be missions and research points, which is really interesting. Again, this reminds me very much of Monster Hunter game mechanics, which I'm super excited about. And these transportation options. We've got, of course, Weirdeer, or Weirdeer, I think it's Weirdeer, which is a psychic normal, so we're going to be riding deer. And then, of course, we've got the Bravery, the Hisuian Bravery, which, did you see that transition? You just went straight from riding a deer to jumping off a cliff. Where'd the deer go? I mean, where'd the Weirdeer go? And then we have this psychic ghost fish, I believe, which is very interesting. I don't quite understand the physics of riding a ghost fish, but apparently we can. And there should also be a fourth climbing Pokemon that I've heard some rumors about that I'm very excited about. And here, of course, we have these main villages. This is going to be our base of operations. This is where we're going to be sent out on research missions, either by professors or researchers or just people around town that, you know, have some sort of interesting question about Pokemon. And then this map with all these little regions. If you notice where it lights up there, you can see that's a complete region that you can go travel to. This is the scene I think that reminded me most of Monster Hunter Rise, that professor with all the books around him. It feels so much like the other NPCs that you would go to at in Monster Hunter. And trading post. This is very interesting. I haven't seen anything that says we can battle each other, but apparently we can trade Pokemon, which is very important. And now you can see there are missions and there are requests. There are two different things we'll be doing. I think the missions forward the storyline, and the quests are just side things that you can maybe do. You can see all these different areas that are cut up. So it's not going to be like Breath of the Wild where there's a huge grand area. It's going to be more like, well, like I just keep saying, Monster Hunter. This is, I mean, Pokemon Legends Arceus or Pokemon Monster Hunter. You tell me. This guy is asking you for a different sized Pokemon and he wants to compare it to his own, while this one wants to get a closer look at Shinx's ears. So these are very interesting types of requests. And I can imagine there would be a lot of them. I do feel like the NPCs are a little stiff. If you look at them in the background, they're all just kind of standing there very stiffly. No one's really walking around in the town. We'll see how immersive the towns feel. But again, notice the black edges here when you're sneaking in the grass, and notice how they fade away once you're out of the grass. And this time, because you snuck up on Shinx, it did not attack the Pokemon. So there are ways to kind of streamline catching, and it looks like the way to do that is going to be sneaking. It'll be interesting to see if we're able to like craft bombs and stuff to get the jump on Pokemon too. And this is very exciting. Watch this part. Watch Shinx. Watch how he turns around. He actually uses his little feetsies to turn around. It's not just a stagnant turning doll like we've gotten in some previous games. This Pokemon will actually turn around. I know that doesn't sound like much, but it kind of is. So now for initiating Pokemon battles, I'm hoping that battling is still a really big part of the game because that's Pokemon. I believe the strong attacks are going to be a way to just break through a Pokemon. See, it says, though, the agile attack means you get to hit maybe more times in a row before the Pokemon can respond, but a strong attack, if it's not one and done, it's going to fight back. So that might add a little bit more strategy to the game, because I know for a casual player, it's got all the strategy of rock, paper, scissors. For the more hardcore players, they are going to be more interested in these new battle mechanics especially. I find it really interesting that it's not just certain moves are strong moves and certain moves are agile moves. It's certain moves can be done in a strong style or an agile style, which is interesting because that's going to add another layer at least of strategy for this game. Okay, so Alpha Pokemon. That's just filled with wild might. That's just a meme waiting to happen. Now this is interesting. This is the second time I've seen a move that's been different. Thunder Wave actually does damage now. I'm wondering if the agile style Thunder Wave does paralyzing while the strong style Thunder Wave maybe also does damage. But now the opponent, the wild Pokemon, can also do strong. And notice this, you got to see this. The trainer also fell down. The Pokemon attacked his Pokemon and he also got damaged. That has never happened before, but that makes so much sense. I'm also really excited about the customization. I always enjoy making the trainer look more unique, more customizable. All these outfits I'm pretty excited for. I'm hoping that there will be more pink items. I'm not seeing too many. I know that we can change our hair style, but it won't show us if we can change it to the color pink. Where is the pink hair? They're just showing black hair right now. I still don't know if I'm going to get to have pink hair finally. There's so much colorful hair in the Pokemon world. You run into people with blue hair and pink hair and green hair, but we're always stuck with the natural colors, and that is a total bummer. Noble Pokemon are another really interesting. So there's Alpha Pokemon with Wild Might, and there's Noble Pokemon that kind of glow gold and have, I'm guessing they hit a lot harder. So instead of having Wild Might energy, they have Frenzied energy. This looks really promising. I like the way that it's now more of an action game with like boss battle type of Pokemon battles, because this is you, the trainer, fighting a wild Pokemon. There's no Pokemon here. You are getting hit, and you are doing damage by throwing these little bombs, or I guess it's not a bomb like I'm thinking. It's a bomb. I can't even hear the difference there. You know, like an exploding bomb versus a balm that you rub on your skin. It's interesting that they didn't want to do actual bombs. Instead, it's like a medicinal thing you're throwing at them. But now, you still have to fight the actual Pokemon with your Pokemon, which I like. I like that it's not just trainer versus monster. I want to see the Pokemon battles, even in the big boss battles. Now, this is really interesting, though. Stealth Rock did damage. Stealth Rock did a lot of damage and still had Sharp Rocks. That's a big shakeup. It sounds like some of these moves that we're used to might be very, very different in this game. This is not, you know, the 9th generation. This is a kind of spin-off Pokemon game. And honestly, I'm really excited for it, and I can't wait till it comes out. I can't wait to play it for you guys, and I'll see you soon. A wild PokeGirl fled!